Hey everybody, let's talk about the single leg deadlift. We're going to do everything today with no weight, so we're just going to be using our body weight. One thing that I want to stress as far as form goes is keeping the hips level as you come down into the deadlift. Keeping your hands on your hips can really help make sure that the hips are staying level. So before you come into your deadlift, hands on the hip. Now what we're going to watch for is the hip of the leg moving back. So in that case, that's my right hip. And what I'm really trying to make sure is that the front of my hip is going to stay pointing straight down at the ground. So the opposite of that would be as I come down, my hip opening to the side. Okay, so this is incorrect. So what we want to do is take that hip and drop the hip so that the hips, both hips on both sides, are level, right? So that is a first really good indication if you're doing the RDL or the single leg Romanian deadlift correctly. Two other subtle but powerful ways to improve your single leg Romanian deadlift is if we're focusing on the side, the supporting leg, which is the working leg, think about driving that foot into the floor, okay? Finding all 3 points of contact on the bottom of the foot. So you've got the heel, ball of the foot, and pinky side of the foot. So we've got this triangle, and you're gonna grip and brace down on that triangle, and that's gonna give you more stability. So we've got the hands on the hips. We're gonna find that triad, right? Find that triad on the supporting foot and then drive that foot down into the floor hard. It's a sensation, okay? It takes concentration, and then especially on the way up, hips are nice and level. Drive the foot really, really, really hard into the floor. Now, shifting focus to the leg that's going back. I want you to think about reaching the leg back. So instead of thinking, oh, I'm moving this way with my upper body's coming forward, I want you to bring that leg back. Now, as the leg goes back, we must come forward, okay? So you're reaching energetically through that back leg. So you can see I've got a lot of energy. My quad is engaged. I'm locked out at the knee. My glute on this side is actually firing. My hips are nice and level. I'm gonna come back up, driving through that supporting leg. Driving. Ooh, now I'm feeling a lot of engagement through the back of that supporting leg. Cross-training exercises to do that will improve your single leg deadlifts as well. And one of them is one of my most favorite exercises, which is the bird dog. So within the bird dog, we're on hands and knees, spreading the fingers wide, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Now, similarly, we should be able to bring one leg back without the weight shifting over to the opposite side. As my leg reaches back, oftentimes this happens, right? There's a shift to one side. So what we want to practice is sending the leg back and keeping the upper body completely locked in the midline, right? So there's no shifting side to side. So we should be able to send the leg back, keeping the weight evenly distributed down the midline, bracing through the core, and then even adding this opposite leg, right? So this is a great exercise because if you look from the side, right, this is all this is half of a single leg deadlift, okay? So if you imagine me in my single leg deadlift, this is the same. This is the supporting leg. This is the leg reaching back, right? And I'm keeping my hips level. So another thing that happens is as people reach back, they go like this, right? They open up that hip. We are keeping the hips level, just like the single leg Romanian deadlift, okay? So if you're really having trouble with the single leg deadlift, this is a great place to start. You should be able to send that hip back without leaning to the side and without opening the hip to the side. So practice that first. You can do this as a beginning little precursor exercise to get warmed up. And then from there, hands on the hips, heavy through that supporting foot. Find the triangle, the 3 points of contact, and then reach back, reach energetically through the back leg. Reach that back leg, keep the hips level, and then drive hard through that supporting foot to come up. So let me know how that feels for you. I hope that that helps to improve your single leg deadlift and makes it a little bit more, maybe not enjoyable, but like you're getting the most out of the exercise.